Hey you guys, so this week we are discussing banned books here on Totally Booksessed, but before I get into my rant on banned books, I'm going to share with you what book I'm giving away because we passed 500 subscribers. So, one person will win an advanced copy of Pink Smog by Francesca Lia Block. I will link to the Goodreads summary because I'm not very good at summarizing books, but I've read this author, I really enjoy this author, and I am excited to read this book, and I hope you guys are as well. And one of you will be lucky enough to get to read it before it comes out in a couple months. So, yay! You can comment below for one entry, and then you can go visit the blog and fill out the form there to get a second entry. If you don't feel like doing that, you still get one entry just by commenting below, so that works. And now on to my rant. So, banned books are a very touchy subject for me, and I'm going to try not to get too emotional in this video, but I don't have experience with banned books. My parents are 100% supportive of me, whatever I choose to do. They are 100% behind the idea that kids learn from the mistakes that they make, such as when I was 6 and I called the police and then hung up. Yeah, I learned from that mistake, that is for sure. Um, Things like that have really shown me that it's the best way to learn. I mean, sure, you can learn by being told, but that's never really worked for me. Learning from experience is the best way for me. And also, learning through books is a way that I learn. And whether it be for sex, violence, drugs, religious beliefs, abuse, alcohol, any of that stuff, a book should be banned for no reason. None of those reasons are enough to ban a book, in my opinion. I believe that every person has the right to choose what they want to read, and that if you're uncomfortable with one of those subject matters, you aren't going to pick up that book. So I understand that maybe like one kid read a book and felt really uncomfortable with it, and they went to their parents, and their parents decided that that book should not be on the shelves. Nobody else should be able to read that book. And I can understand that the kid would want to talk to their parents about why that felt uncomfortable, but that is no reason for that parent to go and decide that nobody else's kid should get to read this book without their permission. And that is what happens in a lot of cases. If it's in a school library or even sometimes in a public library, they'll either be taken off the shelves or they will be put in a restricted section where you have to have parents' permission to check out a book. And I don't believe it's a parent's choice. I believe that a young adult should be able to choose what they can and cannot handle between the covers of a book. I feel like a lot of the times parents make these choices for their kids, and I actually have experience with it because one of my friends' families did the same thing. Harry Potter, the whole series, is banned because of religious beliefs. The whole like wizardry stuff goes against certain beliefs in some religions. And one of my best friends came from a very religious family, and her family found out that these books were banned. They hadn't really heard anything about the books before that, but when they found out they were banned for religious reasons, they told her she was not allowed to read those books under any circumstances. And she was not allowed to watch the movies. She was not allowed to know anything about these books. And so that was just one instance. With her, it was many incidences because so many books go against religious beliefs. And my best friend lost out on the chance to read a ton of great books because her parents told her it was not allowed. And, you know, she's a good kid. She didn't go against her parents. And there are a lot of kids out there like that. But I don't feel like they should have to go against their parents to read something that they're truly interested in. In my belief, any reading is better than no reading. Readers have been proven to be smarter, more well-rounded people, and they have better lives. And I, I am, I fully believe in that. I know that without reading, I don't think I would be where I am today. I have a brother who is about the same age as me, and we did a lot of the same things growing up, but when he got into video games, I got into reading. And don't get me wrong, I love my brother, but in the long run, he has kind of slacked off in school. Nothing has interested him. And a lot of that has to do with the fact that he refuses to read. He won't read required reading for school. He won't read textbooks. He refuses to read anything. He barely ever reads instructions. But with me, I enjoy reading. I embrace the chance to read, whether it be a textbook or a required book for school or leisure reading. And I feel like if maybe I had gotten to him earlier and gotten him interested in reading, whether it be one of the Halo books or Gears of War books, because they do have books based on video games nowadays, maybe he wouldn't be so reluctant to read in school, and maybe he would be a little ahead of where he is now. And I don't know this for a fact. I'm just spouting things off that I believe could be true. So don't think I'm haters against video games. I don't. I love video games. But just saying that I think that if he had balanced his time between video games and reading, maybe he would be a little ahead of where he is. And also, banning books has so many effects that people don't find out about. I know Ellen Hopkins books are banned a lot, and Speak by Laurie Halse Anderson, and a lot of books about suicide and things like that are banned. But what people don't know is that these authors get tons of letters from readers who may have been contemplating suicide before they read the book and realized they weren't alone, and that other people understood what they were going through, and they decided that they didn't want to end their life, maybe just because of a book they read. And they might not have had that chance if that book had been banned within their school or within their public library system, and their parents believed that what the school or public library system said was rule. Personally, when I was a bit younger, I struggled with depression, and there was a time when I didn't believe that anybody understood what I was going through, and that I couldn't talk to my parents about it because they wouldn't understand, and just I was alone in the world. And I became a recluse that year or so, and I had to find things to do with my time, and reading was one of those things. And that is kind of what made me realize that I'm not alone. There are so many people going through the same thing that I was going through, and I realized that through reading, and I feel like other people can realize that too, but they're not going to realize it if that book is banned and they can't get their hands on a copy of it. And so how do we know if a book could have saved somebody's life if they had had the chance to read it? I just feel like rather than ruining somebody's lives, books could be saving somebody's life. So I don't think that books should ever be banned, and I will continue to think this for the rest of my life. And when I have children, I will let them read whatever they want, and I hope that if something makes them uncomfortable, that they feel safe enough to come talk to me about it and just understand that people are there for them. And I told you guys this was going to be a crazy video, and I'm sorry about that. But I would love to know if you guys have had an experience with a banned book or a book banner, or what your favorite banned book is. And I will see you guys next week.